You've been sitting on pins and needles just waiting for me to finish this up, haven't you? I doubt it. But anyway, who should you raise prices for? You have a customer called Maryland Institute for Education, let's say. A little bit of a commercial customer. When you do the job cost report in CLIP, you find out that you're making $65 per man per hour on this customer. And that includes mowing the field and the driveway and stuff like that. Then you also have another job for another customer called George Kress. When you do the job cost report in CLIP, you find out that at George Kress, you're only making $23 per man per hour. Now, see, they're so different because Maryland Institute takes the better part of a whole day with a 2 or 3 man crew, whereas George Kress is just a residential and gets done right away. It's hard to compare those two if you don't have the job cost report out of CLIP, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But it's hard to compare them, but when you compare them down to dollars per man hour, now you can do a true comparison between the two of them. Why? Well, everything boils down to how much money do you make per hour. Think about it. There's the Aggie lottery, which is if you win, you get $1 a year for 1,000,000 years. Doesn't do you much good. Not really a funny joke, but a lot of people think that way. I've had people come up to me and say, I just want CLIP to tell me what my best customer is. And I say, it does. It's in the job cost report. And they say, no, I do want to know. And I said, okay, well, define your best customer. Oh, the one that I make, the one that has the highest gross sales. That's not your best customer. I helped this young man, and he got all excited because he got a contract for a park. It would take him about 3 days to get the whole park done with a crew of four guys. It was an hour-and-a-half drive away. And when we boiled it down, we figured out what the job costing was. He was making about $7 per man per hour. Well, you know, he was paying the guys $10 or $12 per man per hour. So right there, he's at a loss. And then that's not counting the drive time. It's not counting the equipment. It's not counting the payments. I mean, that is not a good customer. So make sure that you understand that these dollars per hour make a big difference. So let's go back to George Kress and Maryland Institute. So Maryland Institute, let's say you're making $65 per man per hour, and on George Kress, you're making only about $25 or $26 per man per hour. So now with that report in hand, think about it. If you send out a letter to all of your customers saying, I'm raising prices by 5% this year. In our last blog, we talked about what that really means to the customers, go out and get a bid. So they both do what you told them to do, which is they go out and they get a bid. George Kress gets a bid and finds out, nobody can really match the discount price that you're giving him. So he reluctantly signs the 5% increase and sends it back to you. And now you have George Kress. Maryland Institute, they liked you. You've been doing it for years. They're happy with your service. They're happy with the price and everything. But because you said you were raising their price by 5%, the board voted that somebody had to go out and get bids. They get bids, and guess what? There's some upstart young kid out there that lives right next door to it and wants to do Maryland Institute for a lot less than what you are willing to do. So they reluctantly drop you. They send you a nice I'm sorry letter, a Dear John letter that says, I'm sorry. Now, what did you do? What happened? You lost one of your best paying customers and you kept your worst paying customers. Multiply that over, do you have 100 customers? Do you have 200 customers? Do you have 500 customers like we do in Maryland, in our CLIP Lawn Care in Maryland? Do you have 550 customers? Do you have 1,000 customers? So you multiply it out, and what happens is all of the customers that you made the most money on are going out getting bids, and they're getting the work done by somebody else. And all the customers that you're making the least on, that you're giving them the bargain basement price, discounted and everything else, they're keeping you. Now you lose those customers, and you realize you're going to have to replace them because you have 5 trucks or whatever it is that you have. And you decide, hey, I need to replace them. Well, how do you replace them? You replace them by giving discounts, coupons, free first cut, all the stuff that just loses money. So on top of diluting your customer base to a worse dollars per hour, on top of that, you're getting new customers that are discounted. They don't know you. You got to go through the whole hassle of them understanding what your standard is and what their standard is and what their expectations are. That's just a hassle. And you go through that every single year. And a lot of you out there are doing that. And you wonder to yourself, why is it so hard? Why does it have to be so hard? Well, it doesn't. And that's the key right there, is you have in your hands, if you're watching this, you're probably a Clip user, you have in your hands the tool that can stop all of that craziness. It's right there. All you need to do is use Clip and use the Clip2Go app or the Clip ITC, the app that goes with it, so that your guys actually hit start the job and end the job. All that information gets fed back into Clip, and Clip digests it, puts it together, and spits out dollars per hour. I mean, we track that by the minute. You can see constantly exactly how many dollars per hour all of your guys are making and all of your customers are making. And with that report, at the end of the year, you can create the job costing report. That will give you all of your customers starting with the lowest dollars per hour and ending with the highest dollars per hour. So you take the first few hundred pages, because it can be very long. You take the first few hundred pages and you raise the prices on those. And the rest of them you leave alone, or you take the last 50 pages and send out chocolates, boxes of chocolates to those people, because they are your best customers. That way you continually better and continually increase the value of your customer list. You get better and better and better. That, along with what I said last week, which was using perpetual contracts that don't stop, help you improve your business, make your business a little more boring, but a lot more profitable.